Hello and welcome back. We're going to try to make a Berkey style DIY water filter here. Never done it before. We want the cheap pots. You can get these at China Mart, Walmart. I call it China Mart because everything in there is from China. These are made from China, of course. And see, China. Anyway, you want 2 of those, and they do come with the lids. We're going to do this in real time. Now, here you got a filter. That's, I believe, made in China. Yeah. And then some spigots. It comes in a 2-pack. And those, I think, are made in China. So, anyway. And they sent these cloths, I guess, for cleaning up the filter. And I guess the kids that are building these things are really dirty or something. I don't know. I don't understand. Get that crap out of here. And then I got 2 blocks of wood. And those are going to be important because you're trying to drill holes in this metal and it'll be wobbling around because the handles are a little bit proud of the lid. So I got basically the same thickness of wood to prop it on so it doesn't wobble around. And you got a cordless drill and you got what some people call a step bit or a metal drilling bit. That's probably going to be your biggest investment right there other than the drill itself. I think they're $35-40. Anyway, you get your tape measure. You kind of want the center of this thing if you're just going to have one filter in it. I think it was like 8.5, so that's like 4 1/4. Where I'm from, anyway. Got a Sharpie, measuring out. Like I said, you want to keep that in the center best you can. That's what I'm doing here. Roughly 4 1/4 on the pots that I got anyway. And then I'm gonna stupidly, like I said, I've never tried this. I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm trying my metal drilling bit, and kind of as I figured, it's wanting to walk all over the place and skate around. It doesn't want to stay where you put it. Why sit and fight this for an undetermined amount of time? Slide around, but I'm showing you in real time. I ain't gonna edit this stuff out. Some people do. I want you to know that if you're doing this yourself, what you're up against. Even though these were the cheap pots, it was surprisingly robust to drill through it. And I mean, this takes a minute. This goes on for a little bit. And that's a brand new step bit, by the way. The metal drilling bit, brand new, never been used. So it's sharp, is what I'm saying. Also, what you don't want to do on that is go full throttle, wide open. Because heat is the enemy of sharpness. I switch over here to a metal drilling bit to get a pilot started. I figured if I could punch through, then the metal drilling bit would work a lot better. Or if you're Derek, you call them the Christmas tree bit. Because they are kind of shaped like a Christmas tree. And even this, it wants to walk around. You really have to put some pressure on that thing.
How hard is it?
So I fiddle fart around with this for a while. First time me, first time you, first time charm. Anyway, I got through it. Finally. So we'll get rid of that. Put the old step bit back in there, metal drilling bit, whatever you want to call it. Get that chucked up. I get the filter out here, and the reason for this, say when you buy that, they send you an extra nut to tighten the thing, I guess in case you lose the first one. I'll lose that one later. Anyway, get that out of here. And some bubble wrap. You don't want to get too janky with these things because they are made of ceramic. Or the one I bought was anyway. There's another nut comes with it and a little washer that goes on the inside of the unfiltered water. And that little spigot thing I just pointed to is going to fit through the hole that you're drilling. It is very important that you not get that hole too big or this ain't going to work. And I'm really anal here about checking it just big enough to where that nipple will fit through. Now this step, as it removes the metal, it is, I mean, it's a noticeable you feel it go down. I don't know if the audio of the original video is coming through or not. Never tried a voiceover before. Or the audio of the drill. Well, that's just part of the deal. I mean, this is amateur hour here. Like I said, back and forth, because I don't want to get too big of a hole, have that thing walling around in there, because then your unfiltered water is going to drain down into your filtered water. Defeats the whole purpose. So just keep going back and forth, little by little, till I get where I need to be. Play some kind of rap, digital, annoying music in the background, but I don't play it by the regular rules. Hey, I got through it. See there? Just enough. And then of course the filter goes through the inside with the gasket on the inside part. And you fiddle around a little bit and until you get the nipple through there, which eventually arrives here. I got it. And then you screw the nut on there. See there how I mean, it's just big enough to where it all works out. And that gasket that comes with it will seal off the difference. You get that fairly snug, just slightly better than hand tight. Should be there. Bingo. So that part's done. Get your second pot. They do come with lids, or they're supposed to. The other one came with a lid too. I don't know. I probably threw that thing down in the woods. I don't know. You can use them for other stuff, but you want to keep one of them. Get the wrapping off here. And they put that on, of course, to keep the lid with the pot. In theory, a lot of them you got to grab what you're getting because they don't have it. Now, I wrongly thought that I wouldn't need that wood anymore. And we go to the spigots. They have washers in them too. Gaskets, whatever you want to call them. All the other stuff can be gotten off of Scamazon. All in for the filter, the spigots, the pots, everything. I think it was like 38 bucks. There's the little gasket. Of course, it goes after you get the hole and go through the pot. Then you go gasket. Then you go nut to hold the thing in place. And you want that's design. You want that, in theory, to be like off the edge of a counter, where you'd put the glass underneath the edge of the counter and turn the spigot on and get your water. Here I'm just tracing out the size of the hole I'm going to need. And again, it's important. You don't want to go too big or this ain't going to work. Get that crap out of here. Now, it took me a minute to figure this out. And it's like, well, how are you going to... Oh, I took the gasket and traced on the inside of that, and that'll give me the exact diameter of the hole that I need to drill. But the trick was going to be drilling a cylindrical force on a, or not force, but a shape on a flat surface while it's rolling around on you. And I monkeyed around with it and fiddle farther. I want you to see it in real time, because if you do this, it's not just going to be, 3 minutes and, oh, look how easy it is. So I'm going on about 2 hours of sleep here, thinking that this wood is going to keep it in place. This does not work. First time you, first time me. Go back to my metal drilling bit for a pilot hole. and then we slip and slide all over the place. The wood gives out immediately. Still gonna try it. Yeah, wing it there, buddy. Good job. But it's trial and error, you know. Not everything is successful immediately the first time you do anything. Takes me a minute to figure this out. And even though those are the cheap pots, like I said, it's surprisingly robust. While I sit here and fiddle fart around with this, visually, seems that Berkey, one of the name brand filters, time out, because I finally wise up and go get a clamp and clamp the dang thing to the workbench so it ain't rolling around on me. Anywho, I guess Berkey's getting sued because, if I got the numbers right, I'm trying to remember, but to do the classification that they claim that they will filter, you have to test run, I think it was 6,000 gallons, and get, I think, an ISO certification. Well, Berkey's been advertising that they do that, but they've only run 200 gallons of water through their testing. Well, you can't do that, so they're getting sued for false advertising. What that tells me is that Berkey filters don't do what they claim. Otherwise, they'd just do the test. Hey, we're going back to the step bit here. Metal drilling bit. Whatever you want to call it. Because I got through with the pilot hole. And then systematically, bit by bit, we're going to do this. Not getting too big, because that ruins it. Anyhow, that tells me that the Berkey filters don't do what they claim. Otherwise, they just do the test and run the 6,000 gallons through it instead of this 200. That doesn't tell us enough of anything, and that's why they're being sued. I had a Berkey water filter at one time, and it wasn't much more than this right here, what I'm showing you. The money's in the filter, and they had two of them, narrow cylinders instead of just one big one. That's their claim to fame. Well, if you want to spend $340 and get put on a waiting list to get one, you can. Or you can go spend $40 on this stuff, another $35 to $40 on the step bit, and do it yourself if you're inclined to do it. Anyway, I got her clamped to the bench here so she won't roll around. Same thing as the other hole, bit by bit, because I don't want to get too big. That's very important. Defeat the whole purpose. But I eventually get there. It is interesting though, because companies, all these companies of the so-called natural or survival, they make a lot of claims, and what's going to happen in a crisis type situation if it doesn't do as advertised? Who are you going to go after? Hey, look there, I got through her. Just like the catalog. And putting the washer and the nut on the back, that's what keeps it in place. A little better than finger tight. We're just about done here. You only drill on 2 holes. The thing is your measurements and the size of your holes. Those are the important things. When I'm done, I'll take it in the house, clean it up really good, especially that ceramic filter. They really emphasize washing that 2, 3, 4 times. And then blow it off. Yeah, looks nice. There you are. That's all there is to it, and that's all there is to a Berkey, or really any of those fancy high-dollar water filtration systems. And that fit on there remarkably well. I thought maybe there might be a wobble, and I'd have to make a different stand or something. So you dump your water in there, wherever you got it from, a dirty puddle or out of the lake or whatever. You put the lid on to keep the dust and bugs out, and you have filtered water. And even though that filter is cheap, it filters water out of a mud puddle. It's better than So all in all, I think it worked out pretty good. I've never done these style of videos before. Let me know what you think, because I'm pressed for time. So I figure I might as well get two birds stoned at once, as Ricky would say, and get something done, make a video at the same time. I've not been meaning to do this for a while. I think the time's upon us where we might need such things. And there's that. And you can do it yourself too. There's some kind of instruction. Get that crap out of here. But I don't put your comments down in your comment thing if you want to with your jazz hands. I thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. See you next time.